Hello everyone, this is Luke. Welcome to RGBlink YouTube channel. Okay, so this video will continue to read comments and reviews for RGBlink Mini ISO. Okay? And we will share our feedback and help you to know more about these devices and to learn our developing process for this units. Okay, so let's start with first comment today. First comment goes: controls are fiddly and not precise. Take time to set up. Okay?
They are fiddly and simply not precise. So it takes some time to set something like this up.
I believe this are the comments referring to the responsiveness of the touchscreen when you're tapping or scrolling on the touchscreens. The menu response time a little bit slowed. Okay, that was on the first released firmware of Mini ISO, and in the latest firmware we're about to release, we have improved the responsiveness and the controls of the touchscreens by a lot. Okay, so the reaction time of the touchscreen has been reduced by 60%. Okay, so let's check on my device right here, which is running on the latest firmware. So that's open up our menu. So at main menu, that's scrolling right and left. Okay, so okay, right and left, and let's go into the sub menu. Yes, yeah. Back to another sub menu, scrolling up, down. Okay, let's go to the setting, which we have most of the option right here. Scrolling up and down. Okay, go to the top, the IP settings. Okay. Talk about language, nice versions, scrolling up and down, go back. Okay, you can see the whole control process is much more smoother, and the reaction time it's much better. Okay, so this is how it should be with the touch screens, how you can control it on the touch screen. Okay, so what you have just seen was the performance of touchscreen on the latest firmware, okay, where you will get in short times. So that's for the first comment. Okay. Moving on to the next one, the second comment of today. The comment goes: no recording live stream indicators on multi-view screen. Need to check manually. Okay.
From my testing so far, when I am recording to the SSD or to the USB, it's not showing me over here onto the multi-view.
So indeed, also in the first released firmware, when you start streaming or start recording, the recording, let's roll out my multi-view pages. So on the first firmware, when you started recording on air, the two indicator on the bottom right won't turn on. It doesn't show you the status of current recording and on air streaming status, okay, which is a little bit troubles. We have to actually go into the go back to the devices and to see it. Okay, so let's check out how it works on this our latest firmware. Okay, let's start recording and on air on my Mini ISO right here. Go to outputs, reports, and start recording. Okay, and then also we can just start with the shortcut button right here. Okay, so now both on streaming and the recording is on. You can see on my multi-view on devices, we got the recording indicator on and the on-air indicator on. Okay, let's go to the multi-view pages. So now we have started streaming and recording, and we can see the timing for both functions perfectly on the multi-view pages. Okay, let's keep it on. that's for the second comment, which we have already implement the recording indicator and on-air indicator on multi-view screen. Okay? Now, the third one today, comment goes, picture-in-picture step setup is confusing, steep learning curve. Okay?
Picture-in-picture mode. It does take a little bit of learning and playing with it. I would watch a tutorial that I'm gonna link to in the description if you want to learn more about picture-in-picture, because it did take me a while.
This is referring, I believe, is how to configure the two video layers on Mini ISO. Okay. I actually done videos showing the detailed steps, few steps, how to start enable both layers for videos, and how to use the zoom bridge and the joystick to control the scale and the position of each layer. So the step is pretty only few steps. So using the A and B menus to enable the two layers, and you can select and assign each layer with different signals. Okay, and then use the zoom bridge and the joystick to adjust the scale and the joystick. Okay, let's check out a short video clip from my previous videos on detailed steps. Okay, let's enable the layer 8 and on our PST. Okay, so I can use my zoom button here to do scale. Okay, let's make it bigger. Okay, that's the size I want it to be, and I can use a joystick to move to any position I would like it to be. Okay, let's put it in the center. Okay, so that's the first layer. Let's press the button right here to enable the second layers. Okay, I can choose different signal sources to the layer I have selected. Okay, let's say I want to do layer signal 4. Let's move it to the bottom of the frame and make it slightly smaller than the first layer. Okay, that's done. Okay, so you can see in the video clip, it's really easy and straightforward once you have spent a couple of minutes and to learn and to actually use it, and you will see how easy to configure the pictures and do scale and repositioning of each layer. Okay, so that's for third comments. Okay, then let's do the last comment. For today. Okay, the last one goes requires 60 watts power bank. May act funky with insufficient powers. Okay.
If you want to run it via a power bank, that's also possible, but the power bank has to be able to deliver 60 watts of power. So it has to be a strong power bank that can also run a laptop, for example. Otherwise, you're not going to supply enough power to the device, and it's going to start acting really funky.
So this comment talks about the powers, the power assumption of these devices, the Mini ISO. Okay? So the spec for Mini ISO, it requires maximum power draws of 30 watts and 15 volts and 2 amps. Okay? So that's the maximum power load for the Mini ISO. Okay? Let's go to map here. I actually have connect small multimeters right here to the power of Mini ISO, and my devices currently at full load for HDMI, for SDI inputs and outputs, and recording on, streaming on. Okay, and we have enabled 5 inputs. Okay, so currently the Mini ISO is drawing average 21.5 watts. You can see right here of the from the power supplies, and you can see the maximum power for the device is about 22.5 watts. Okay, so and then the standard. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit. Zoom in cameras. Okay, so this is the standard power adapter we provide came with the units. Okay, so this is 35 watts power supply. Okay, so with this standard power supply adapter, that's more than enough to power on the mini ISO right here. Okay. So keep in mind, always use the power adapter and the power cable came with the mini ISO, came with the unit in the box. Okay, always use this one. If you use any other, if you are trying to use any other adapter, which you might lost this one, or you have your own power supply system. Okay, so make sure the power adapter power supply can provide more than 30 watts. Okay, battery go with up to 35 watts, and it has to support PD standard. Okay, so it can provide enough power for the mini ISO to work, and it has to be standard PD power delivery. So that's all the comments we're gonna do for today, and I believe this is really good section, so we can communicate with our users and the followers to talk about their comments and give positive feedback to all of you. Okay, so stay tuned at our channels, subscribe, like, and share our videos, and we're gonna bring more great content for you to learn about RGBlink products and to talk about how to do streamings. Okay, thank you for watching today. Bye.